Hello.
We need to talk, ma'am.
Starting off, to get a full view of your journey, could you walk me through a quick timeline, just in your own words? What were your interests and passions in high school? What did you study and why? What was your first ever job, even if it wasn't a serious job? How did your career path unfold from there to where you are today? And finally, what are you doing now?
During my high school years, I was interested in boys and travel. But I've actually always been an entrepreneur secretly, from washing my neighbors' cars on weekends and having yard sales. I've always wanted to earn my own money and do my own thing. So yeah, that was quite a journey. I ended up studying somatology. I'm an internationally qualified somatologist and makeup artist. Thinking I was going to work on the cruise ships, actually. That didn't happen. And I worked in a hair salon throughout my high school years. I learned a lot about people and myself, and I never thought I would end up working for myself or be a salon owner and have other ladies that are very specialized working in the field with me.
Then versus now, self-reflection. If you think back to your early 20s, how did you feel about the future back then? Were you confident, clueless, scared, or even excited?
In my early 20s, I was a student and hungry for opportunity. I was confident, but very clueless. Now I look back and I feel humbled and still a little clueless.
And now, looking back, what mindset or belief helped you grow from that version of you into the person you are today?
I'm glad I never quit. There were plenty of opportunities to turn around and choose a different path, but perseverance and having the right support really, really meant a lot.
Mentorship time. Do-overs and real advice. What's something you wish you emotionally or mentally knew in your early 20s? Like a mindset reminder you'd give your younger self.
This too shall pass. Keep on moving forward, however small your steps.
If you could go back and do one thing differently in your career or business journey, what would it be?
My journey brought me to where I am today. With all the mistakes and all the flaws, I really did learn a lot of lessons. So I think I would only wanted to know more about my finances. I would have wanted more financial guidance.
And what's something you'd 100% do the same way again?
All of it.
Let's say someone just graduated and they are sitting on their bed, totally stuck and unsure where to start. List 3 things you would tell them to do this week to get moving, even just a little bit.
I feel it's important to talk about your dreams and your visions. So talking to your family members or friends, getting their input, very important. Getting someone to back you, whether it's emotionally or financially. Financially would be great, of course, but just to have someone in your corner, someone who will listen and someone who will give you feedback. And then get as much information about your career path as you could possibly find. Internet, talk to people, talk to business people in the industry, but get information to gain knowledge.
Tools, resources, and real talk. I'm building a resource library for the viewers to use. Can you name 2 or 3 specific tools, books, websites, or free resources that really helped you or would have helped when you were just starting out?
When I started, we didn't really have a lot of resources available. The first time I learned to plait was from pictures from a book. Now you have so many platforms where you can learn new skills. You've got Instagram, you've got Facebook. So in terms of learning new skills or developing your skills, there's a lot that you can learn from these sources. Yeah, but definitely I would say go to the internet. The internet is free. There's lots of information there, and it can definitely help.
Let's say I took away your whole network and your bank account. You're starting from scratch today. What would be your first 3 moves this month to rebuild your life, career, or business? Think practical. Things you'd Google, website you'd visit, free things you'd sign up for.
That's a tough one. First 3 moves, I would contact all my clients. Sure. If you don't have any money to build your brand, I would say the best thing is to go to the bank and get a business loan. First, maybe speak to someone in your family or your circle, someone that can have your back to financially back you. Secondly, if that doesn't work, yes, you'll have to go to the bank. You need money, you need finances just to do anything to start with, to do a startup. But yeah, your family members and friends, your network is very, very important. So I would say it's important to consult them as well, to see if anyone can help you in your career path.
Rapid fire questions. What's a failure that made you laugh later in life?
After school, after working in the hair salon for so many years, I went to London thinking I was going to work in a hair salon there with 0 qualification.
Coffee or tea when planning your empire?
Definitely coffee and sometimes wine.
What's your hustle anthem, the song that gets you into gear?
The song from ABBA, Money, Money, Money.
Real world readiness and lessons. We all have this idea of what work or entrepreneurship will be like. What was your expectation and how different was reality once you were in it?
So firstly, I never wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to travel the world on a cruise ship, working as a beauty therapist. So this was not what I had in mind at all. I just thought of entrepreneurship as having a plan and making money. So yeah, the expectation was very different. I worked in a lot of beauty salons. In my student years, we had to work in salons to get practical hours down. So I gained a lot of experience there. And it was then that I realized things can be different. You can make a success of something and make a difference unexpectedly. So yeah, reality really hits in or kicked in when I did start up my own business. It was very humble. I started at literally with a one room beauty salon. I was a traveling a traveling makeup artist and beautician. So I would go to my clients and do their treatments at their houses, and then later on I expanded my salon. So now I feel like I have an empire. Not quite, but we're getting there. We've really, really expanded over the years. We've got a whole team of specialists, and that is now my reality. This is what I did not envision, but I'm so glad we got to do this.
What's one underrated skill you wish you started working on earlier?
I think better communication. asking questions, not being shy. There's no such a thing as a dumb question. If you're unsure about something, you need to ask and make sure that you know the right answer.
CVs, networking, and building value. A lot of people feel awkward about networking. So, can you give a real example of how you started? Like a place you went, someone you messaged, or a platform you used?
When I started my business, as I said, it was very small, very humble, and I didn't have a lot of clients at that stage. So I joined a networking group called Business Network International, where you kind of met up with like-minded business owners, small businesses, small companies, once a week, and you would network. You had to build your skill level, to communicate and talk about your brand and your business and market yourself, to basically teach the rest of the group how to market you, outside of that group. So it's true word of mouth marketing. So that really taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about confidence and being confident in myself and my brand, and really putting yourself out there.
What's one thing that actually makes a CV stand out in your field? And what do most people forget to add that matters?
Oh gosh, I haven't had to make a CV or send out a CV in so long. So technically I'm quite clueless when it comes to that. I would say don't leave anything out. I suppose shorter is better, but also put in all of your qualifications, everywhere you've worked at, your networks, your contacts, for those people that you had worked for. So yeah, don't forget to add any of that.
What advice do you have for someone who wants to build a career or brand, but has no experience yet?
That is tough. You definitely need to put yourself out there. You need to network. Today we are very privileged with all the technology all around us, with your Facebook, Instagram, all of these platforms. You need to really create awareness about what it is that you do.
We always hear about soft skills and personal branding, but what did that actually look like for you in real life? For example, did you practice how to speak clearly in your interviews, dress a certain way for your first impression, or follow up with people on LinkedIn? What were the small actions you took that helped you build credibility, stand out, or just show people that you're someone worth noticing?
In my industry, time management is key. I cannot be late for appointments. I cannot let my bride or my client be late for theirs. So time management is definitely a key role in my industry. Communication, and also then about personal branding. You need to stay true to yourself. So for instance, if I do makeup for a client, I have a specific style that I do in terms of my look and feel. Yes, I am equipped to do other styles and other looks, but I have a unique gift and I need to rely on my skill level to always be true to myself.
The legacy question. If someone only remembers one thing you said today, what do you hope it is?
If you can dream it, you can do it. Don't ever give up. Don't doubt yourself.
What does success mean to you now versus when you started?
Gosh, when I started, I think success was more financial for me. I wanted to make lots of money. Who doesn't? Now I look at it differently. Now I think more about the change I could be, how I can affect someone else, positively of course. I want to to be a change in someone's life, to make them better, to make something better. So when a lady walks in here, we lend our ears and we listen and we create magic. And that for me is a successful day. When my client walks out with a smile on her face, she looks great, she feels great, I feel great.
It's a wrap.